Hello YouTube, welcome to my first YouTube video um, for the Pokemon TCG. I picked it up a few months ago, went to my first regional in Bochum, my first competitive regional. I was in Cologne in 2019 with some friends, just wanted to have fun, but I wanted to be more serious in Bochum, so I tested a lot and I did well in day one. I was 711. I was ninth after Swiss, but unfortunately I screwed up day two. Was a bit of a combination of being nervous, um, some bad matchups, and not quite the optimal hands with the deck. But nevertheless, I think top 64 in the first in your first regional is pretty fine. Uh, yeah, I mean, I took Lugia. It's nothing special. Um, I was between Lugia and Lost Box, but I decided in the end to just pick Lugia because Lugia is my favorite Pokemon, and being a meta deck is just like an opportunity I did not want to miss out. So I thought before rotation, should have just picked Lugia and enjoy the time while it's meta. And yeah, there's nothing much to talk about it. Yeah, there's just some few cards that you might be interested in my opinion on it. So for Bochum, I first compared the list from Andrew, who won the regional, I think 2 weeks before Bochum, and then Regan, who was the finalist of the OCIC. And yeah, that just made me a 55 55 card skeleton for Lugia, which I just did not touch because I was not confident in building a deck from scratch, and they were successful with it. So there was no reason to adjust too much on it. So just the 5 card difference were the Speed Lightning, the second Choice Belt, um, the Bird Keeper, the Irida, and the Echoing Horn. These were the differences. And yeah. So the reason why I decided to put in Echoing Horn was because in testing it was pretty clutch. You have the opportunity to sneak out some prizes. If you go second against Arc Duraludon, it's pretty useful to be able to just um, horn a Duraludon V or an Arceus V and just boss KO it. In the mirror match, like in the late game when he tries to just set up his one prizer, so you can't take 2 prizes with 1 KO. So when he tries to win the prize trades with his 1 prizes, it's very useful to Echoing Horn, a Lugia V, and yeah, to sneak the win with them. And yeah, also against Lost Box, if they do play Vs, you can sneak some chaos with it when you play versus Gudra, and they just have the Gudra V-Star left and the bench is empty. Sometimes you can Echoing Boss something to be able to win. So it was, in theory and in testing, pretty good, but it did underperform in Bochum. I do not know if I would play it again in Utrecht. The Bird Keeper was just to respect decks like Articuno, to respect Lost Box versions that play Zekrom, just like James Cox does. And it was pretty much garbage in Bochum because I did not face these decks, but if I would have, it could have been useful. Irida on the other side was insane. I wish I saw her more often. Because searching Choice Belt to KO Muse, to KO Lugia V-Stars that have V-Guard energy attached. It's just insane. You can use her to get a mana fee plus an item you need. Also Lost Vacuum to get rid of Big Parasol. Or just taking the second Luminion V for follow-up to have a follow-up support to the next turn. Irida, a 10 out of 10 support in this deck, 100%. And I played 2 choice belts instead of just 1 because I would like to draw into it a bit more often. I actually had some games where I needed to draw with it with Researcher plus Guru, seeing a bit of cards, and I whiffed it every time I needed it. I had opportunities where my opponent was not able to set up Mana Fee and the Mirror Mage, so I could have Raikou, take 3 prizes with it. But yeah, I very often whiffed the belt if I needed it hard drawing, and yeah. Speed Lightning, the theory is that you can set up a Raikou and you are still able to use Yveltal if you need to. Because Speed Lightning and 2 Aurora go for Raikou, so you have still 2 Aurora left. Plus Heat and double Turbo, you can still use Yveltal, or vice versa, you can, if you Yveltal something, you still could potentially set up your Raikou. Which in practice does not work that often, because you have scenarios where you just have to discard an energy that gives an attribute. I personally had scenarios where I had to attach the Aurora on Lugia V so I can discard an Archeops and Reading the Wind to set up, etc. So it does not work in practice that often, and I do not think that I ever used Yveltal and Raikou in the same game. But as I said, it was just useful to be able to. So all in all, I really enjoyed playing the regional in Bochum. I have to say I come from the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh scene, and the people in Bochum were really nice. I had so much fun with my opponents. I learned so many new people. I met so many new people. We talked a lot. We had so much small talk. I had so many opponents who had such a good mood. We were laughing a lot, and for everyone who's thinking about visiting a regional, I would recommend 100%. You need to play one. It's insane. I'm really excited to go to Utrecht and meet some new people. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my report. It's like not some in-depth profile, not much to learn from me. I'm still in the learning process myself. Try to get into this game better. I want to do really well. I'm really excited to be grinding the events, and I'm also really excited to post rotation, how the meta will develop in the TCG, and yeah, I would love if you would subscribe to not miss a new video. You can follow my social medias. I have Twitch and Twitter linked in the description. So thanks for listening. See you in the next time. Bye.